Hey everybody, it is new to being a otaku, and welcome to the third episode of Otaku Talk. Today I have a very, very special guest, half of the reason why I'm making videos today, from the anime zone, Gigguk.
Hey guys, it's Gigguk here.
Yep. So with that, let's just get this started. So my first question for you is kind of something that I guess everyone really wants to know. What made you decide to start reviewing anime?
Okay, literally nothing much really made me start like made me decide to review anime. Literally, I was literally revising for exams. It was a math exam, and I was like, oh, I really can't be bothered to revise. And I started going on YouTube, as so many other people do, and I was like looking at different anime reviews. I was like saying, oh, there's this certain anime I want to watch. And I really couldn't find any good reviews of it. Like, most of the reviews I found were just like these, like, 13-year-old fanboys talking about Naruto or something like that. I was like, surely there must be something better than this. And I was a big fan of Yahtzee at the time. So I was like, oh, I could do something. And so I wrote a script, recorded it, and edited it all in like one night and uploaded it to YouTube, just for procrastination from doing revision, as I like to call it. And yeah, that's literally how it started. It was just revision, and I wanted to do something else, and that was it. Yeah.
Well, all right then. I mean, are you kind of surprised at how it all turned out just out of that?
Yeah, like when I first uploaded it, I didn't really expect anyone to see it, and no one did see it. I got about 5 views in the first week. That was how big the community was back then. And then someone messaged me going, oh, I found your video really funny. Are you making more? And I was like, I never really considered it at the time, but because someone asked me personally, I was like, okay, I'll make another video, and it turned out to be a lucky star first impression. And then I just kept getting more messages, and from then on it just started snowballing, and that's how I started out.
Wow. All right. So this is pretty much a question that definitely multiple choice, and I don't know if you can give me a straight answer on this, but I just have to ask: do you have a favorite anime?
No, or if I did, I would have to think about it a lot more than I am now. See,
All right.
I knew you were going to ask this question, and I knew I wouldn't have an answer for you. I will say that I have a lot of favorite animes, such as Beck, Baccano, obviously, Gokutsuwa, Cowboy Bebop, and I'm sure there's a lot more that I'm forgetting, but I can't put it in any order or anything like that at the moment.
Actually, a funny story is that because of your videos, I just got done watching the seventh episode of Baccano.
Oh, awesome! Are
I
you enjoying
seriously
it?
just got done with that. I started watching the show, and as Gigguk says, go watch Baccano now.
Yes, go watch Baccano. If you know me, that's like my catchphrase now. Just go watch Baccano.
Basically.
Yeah.
All right. What was the first anime that you ever watched, and how old were you when you watched it?
Okay, the first technically anime that I watched was Pokemon, and I was about 7 at the time. And I remember everyone getting like crazy over it, like swapping cards or something. But I was more just into the show rather than the whole like the game, the trading cards, and
And
everything else.
what's your favorite and all that? So you were just more into the show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just more into the show. And after the Pokemon craze died down, I was still watching the show. And then I discovered Toonami with like Dragon Ball Z and all that other stuff. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. But I didn't know it was anime at the time, but I was just into the whole, the whole concept of the shonen genre, which was prevalent at the time.
All right. Well, see, like, I'm still pretty young. I'm 13, but like what I'm saying
Yeah.
is, when I was like really young, I remember anime would come on, and I just thought it was just really weirdly drawn garbage, and I was like, why is this on? Why? I don't like this. And even as I got older, I thought shows like Naruto and One Piece and even Avatar were like really really stupid, and I didn't know what it was, which is probably gonna get me tons of hate. But like now that I've actually discovered what it is and all that, I'm actually planning on watching some of that. So I mean, for me at least, I didn't really enjoy it until I found out what it was.
See, that just shows you a lot very mature for your age, because Naruto, One Piece, they are kind of stupid. Because but that's the shonen genre for you. It's minus action. So, but when we're young, we don't realize it at the time. As we grow older, we sort of realize it. But when we were young, it's just like, oh my god, someone's fighting, someone's gone Super Saiyan. Then,
Yeah, see,
yeah,
I didn't like stuff like that. I like stuff with a story, something that can make me laugh, something that'll keep me watching.
yeah, good on you, man.
Oh yeah, also thanks, because I just now lost all my subscribers for you saying that. Thank you.
Yeah,
All
no
right,
worries.
going back to the favorites thing, do you have a favorite anime voice actor or voice actress?
Yeah. Voice actor, probably Steve Bloom. Steve Bloom's such a legend. He can voice anything and make it sound cool. Like
Yeah.
even like yeah, he was a voice actor that turned out most in my top 20 coolest anime characters. So that just shows how cool he is, really. As for female voice actors, I don't really have a favorite one per se. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm not sure about female ones, but male one. I'm not being sexist, but nothing's just popping to mind at the moment.
All right. Fun fact: I actually got Steve Bloom to retweet my channel.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it was like one of the most amazing moments in my life.
How did you do it?
Okay, and this is gonna sound stupid because it just takes away all my thunder, but he was doing this thing where he would just retweet everything that people would ask him. So I just said, "Would you mind retweeting this because I'm plugging my channel?" And he did it. So that was just like, whoa, I was freaked out. And actually, I think I only gained like one subscriber from that. Not that I'm counting, but I mean, I was like, wow, it worked. So
It doesn't matter how many subscribers
yeah,
you
it doesn't
gain.
matter, what happens. It just matters that like he did it. I mean, honestly, if no one clicked on the link, I still would have been happy that he did it.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Yes, definitely. All right, so now a question that I don't believe I actually have heard anything of this from you, but do you read manga?
Yes, I do. I'm not a big manga reader because I'm more of an anime watcher. But I normally go on to read manga if like I finish watching an anime and then it's like one of those crappy, oh, read the manga ending, and then I'm just like, oh, damn it, now I'm just gonna have to spend hours reading the manga, sorry. And yeah, that's basically the mangas that I read.
Well, are there any manga series that you have read that you may prefer the manga over the anime to, or the other way around?
I guess there are many manga that I prefer over the anime just because it just continues the story, and
Yeah.
that's when the story gets really good. Like, for example, Gantz, which was a really bang average anime. There was nothing really special about it. But the point is, the anime stopped just as the manga was getting amazing. It's one of my favorite mangas, and it's from just the anime, you think it's just an average gore fest. There's nothing to it, but with the manga, it just you see how the main character develops from being the little sissy and the little prick that he is to just being a really badass character, and you don't get that from the anime.
All right, see that's like a big problem to me too because there's so many mangas that actually continue on where the anime leaves off, and it's like it's just a whole different experience to me no matter what it is because even with the anime, sometimes they'll add an extra episode that had nothing to do with the manga, or sometimes in the manga there will be another chapter that had nothing to do with the anime. So in my opinion, it all matters on what you like, and you really should test out the anime first, just because I believe that.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, if you like an anime, I think you should at least try reading the manga because you might find something that wasn't in there that you actually like and enjoy.
I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I think an anime show should be like standalone, as in it should be judged in its own merits, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I hate it when people go, oh, the manga did this so much better and yada, 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 because, like, no, that's like, the anime shouldn't be judged like that. It should be judged as its own medium. But the problem is, because there are so many anime, they just go, read the manga. It just stops people from just thinking, oh, the anime is its own thing, rather than being an anime and a manga.
All right. Now moving on to another subject. I honestly do not notice, which is I've been finding myself saying this a lot, but do you play video games?
Not so much because, as it stands, I only really have time for one hobby, and I chose anime as a hobby. So I'm not. I used to be a bigger gamer than I am now, and then I sort of got into anime more and more, and then video games just sort of dropped down in my priorities.
I understand because I remember actually tweeted this. The last video game I bought was in January, and I mean I really do like to play video games, but at times it's just I'm like writing scripts or I'm just trying to do something else, and when I do get around to playing a video game, it's only one certain kind. I'm not a big gory video game guy, so
Yeah,
it's kind of back and forth for me. All right. Did you have a certain movie that came out this year that you really liked, or kind of a
Avengers.
favorite? Avengers.
Avengers.
Well, I'm pretty sure everyone I'm going to interview this year is going to say that. That's what Greg Miller said
That's,
last time, and I'm sure everyone else is going to say that. In fact,
it's
actually, inside
it's
my Justin Rojas interview, we were talking about the Avengers. It seems like that's going to be everyone's response.
it's a no-brainer. I mean,
Yeah, pretty
like
much.
everything that you wanted in the Avengers was in the Avengers, and
Except
it
Spider-Man.
was yeah. Well, I haven't seen Spider-Man yet, but
Oh yeah, it might. Actually, wait.
I think. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I don't. Did Spider-Man come out inside the UK yet? I wasn't sure.
I'm not sure. I think I've seen it advertised quite a lot, so it might have. I'm not really a moviegoer, but I think it might have maybe sometime this week. Yeah, I can't remember. Sorry.
It's totally fine. This isn't the. Do you know what movie released in UK show? This is the the interview. So.
Yeah, yeah. Because I noticed Avengers was released the week before America.
Mm,
But anyway, back on topic. Any geek would love the Avengers. That it's a very much a geek movie, but it's
yeah,
also even the mainstream populace can enjoy it as well, which is what made it so successful.
yeah. It was also really big to me because I've been waiting for this since 2008. So I mean, it was pretty big for me.
Well, your hype level must have been like over the sky there
And you know
since
what sucks? I
2008.
waited 4 days to see it because I couldn't get a chance to see it. I had to wait 4 days before I saw it. I
Wow.
was dying inside every moment.
I went to see it on the opening day, and it was like, yeah, blown away.
And what kills me is that even after 4 days, the theater was still jam packed.
Yeah, totally. I'm not surprised.
Okay, another question is, are there any TV shows that you're really into right now?
Um, I'm just kind of on and off with TV shows. I was into Battlestar Galactica a few months ago. Now I'm getting into Game of Thrones.
Mm.
Um, although, like I said, I'm more of an anime watcher, but sometimes I do like to watch the occasional TV show if it's good. But yeah, I'm more of an anime guy through and through.
All right, just as a question, because you're British, have you ever watched Doctor Who?
Yes, I have a love-hate relationship with Doctor Who. Sometimes I think, oh my god, it's amazing, and then the next second I'm just like, I feel too old for this. Why am I watching this? And the next is like, oh my god, it's amazing again. If you know what I mean.
I watched the first 2 episodes and I was like, this is really good. I'm going to watch the entire series. And that was like 2 months ago and I never watched it again.
Yeah.
So, all right. You've been talking a lot about how, not too much free time, but this is a question I have to ask. In your little bit of free time that you do have, what do you like to do?
Um, Watch anime, I guess.
Pretty sure it's going to be the theme.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't have much free time, and I have to be very selective of what I do. So it's like, as sad as it sounds, most of my time is spent like watching anime and reviewing anime, and
It's a great way
I
to
do like
live.
to, I do like to go out and party with friends when I have the time, but because of university and stuff, that you don't get much free time at all.
All right. Now, you did mention how you kind of just made your first review out of, just procrastination. So
Yep.
I have to ask you, where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Do you see yourself still making videos or doing something else in life, or just in general, where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
I mean, I would like to think that I'm still into anime. I'm not sure if I would still be making videos, but I would like to think that I'm still into anime. Um, I'll probably be a boring adult with a job or something like that, I guess. But with the passion I have for anime now, I'd like to think that will continue until I get older. But I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to make videos and reviews like I do now, you know. But we'll have to see, I guess. we'll have to see.
All right. And now for my final question that I do ask everyone, so don't think I'm just pointing you out here. I have to ask:
Yeah.
do you watch or have you ever heard of the television show My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic?
Yes, I have heard of its infamous reputation. No, I have not watched it.
Okay. Would you ever consider watching an episode?
Um, well, I guess you'll have to sell me because all I know is that it just, has an infamous reputation of being a girl show that is very successful that just happens to be very successful for a lot of male viewers. So, and that's all I know about it. I don't really know anything else about it, to be honest.
Okay, really quick, I'm going to try and tell you why you should watch it. The first thing is that when I first heard the show, I heard that my friend watched an episode, and I made fun of him for it. And then I went ahead and I said, all right, you know something, there's so much hype over it, I'm going to watch one episode. I turned on the hub, I watched an episode, I fell in love with it, which sounds terrible. And it was just really good. And although there isn't, a main storyline or anything, there are certain episodes that have a really big story to it that, are just memorable episodes. It's just a really fun show. And a lot of people say, oh my god, you're gay if you watch this, or this is really, really girly. To be completely honest, yes, it's mostly girl characters, but it's more of a gender-neutral show. Like, there's certain shows that are just made for girls, but then again, there's certain shows that are, more gender-neutral. There was actually, and my friend told me about this, there was a Big Lebowski reference inside an episode of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Are you seriously going to tell me that's only for kids? I mean, come on. I do recommend you should watch it because it's just interesting. Watch the first episodes first two episodes actually, and if you like it, then go ahead and watch it. And if you don't, I totally understand.
Yeah, I've got nothing against the show personally. It's been on my radar. I've just never got around to seeing what all the hype was about. It's just, what everyone thinks is, a male can never say, I watched My Little Pony and sound manly, if you get what I mean. No matter how much the fan base debates it, you can't do it. It's in the same way as I say, like, another great show is, like, I watched Princess Tutu. That's a great show, but there's no way to say it without sounding manly, if you get me.
It's a very good way to put it.
Yes.
Well, honestly, I mean, you have to think, and however weird this sounds, people are always going to think weird of you for some reason. My Little Pony shouldn't be any other reason. I mean, there's so many other people that watch it, and I think, honestly, it's not that weird, because if anyone else watches it, they'll know it's a good show. I mean, if anyone goes and makes fun of you, you can say, and how many episodes have you watched? I mean, that's just how I see it.
I mean, I'm kind of used to it anyway, because here in the UK, anime is seen as, I'm not sure what it's like in America now, but in the UK, anime is seen as a very geeky thing. So as soon as you say, oh, I watch anime, they just look at you just like, do you have a life? I don't know, it's just sort of this weird thing that's, only nerds and geeks watch in the basements or something like that. And they don't know that, there's a lot of actual good stuff to be found.
Yeah.
It's just weird to them.
Well, since that's an actual question, in America, I wouldn't say it's really, weird, but, and there are a lot of people who watch it, but it's not like a normal thing. Like, you can't just go up to anyone and say, hey, did you watch that episode of insert anime name here? No, it's not a normal thing, but for those who do watch it, basically they are geeks. In fact, I don't actually know anyone who likes it who's not a geek, but in this day and age, I think geek or nerd really isn't an insult anymore.
True.
Alright, now, one last question, going back to the My Little Pony thing. Inside the show, on around their side or their hip, I guess, I can't really give a normal name for it, but, they have a logo based on themselves, and it's called their cutie mark. If you were a pony, what would your cutie mark be?
Can you explain that again? I didn't get the concept of that question.
All right, I'll try and explain a little bit more. It's like their logo about them, like what they are, something that describes them, kind of. And it's like a little logo that's like on their hip, and they only get it after so long in their age. Normally, while they're children, they'll discover it. What do you think yours would be?
I would try to think of like something really buff and tough and manly, just to juxtaposition a pony with something really manly. But are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Sorry. I guess something like a bull or something like that. I'm sorry. I'm so not imaginative when I'm unscripted.
Uh, well, that's just fine. I guess we'll just write it down as a bull. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I would love to have you
that's
on
cool.
again at any time. Don't hesitate. This was a great honor. Thank you so much.
That's
Um,
fine.
well, guys, thanks for watching. This has been New to Being a Otaku, and
Yeah, so there's been Gigguk from the Anime Zone.
thank you so much for watching. God bless and have a wonderful day. And don't forget to subscribe. All right. Bye.